皆さんこんにちは。毎日少しずつ社交に使える英語の上達を目指すソーシャルイングリッシュポッドキャストへようこそ。今日はぜひもっと自信を持って英会話してみましょう。 Are you ready, Percy? Let's go!
As always, thank you, Hikaru, for that awesome introduction. And you know what? I want to ask you a question today. Do you know English already? I think that you do. Why? Because there are many words that are used in the Japanese language that are from the English language. Okay, welcome back to the Social English Podcast. I am your host, Percy. Thanks for joining me today. I know you took out some valuable time to join me, and I appreciate that, and thank you for that. If it's your first time here to the Social English Podcast, welcome. And please listen to more of our podcasts, and you'll get the chance to understand better English and get better every day. Every single episode, we will talk together and we'll discuss certain concepts on not only conversational English, but also social English. Today, on this episode, we will be featuring some information that is for beginners. So if you are starting to learn English and you are a beginner, then you will find even more value in this particular episode. If you are intermediate or a high level or at a high level of English, you still may find value and learn something listening to today's episode. So let's kick back, and I want you to imagine me, Percy, your American English friend, or your American friend that speaks, of course, fluid English and natural English. I want you to picture me and you sitting at a cafe having your favorite cup of coffee and a snack, and me and you casually, comfortably, relaxing, and talking about improving English. Okay? All right. So today's topic is 5 English words that you already know. So you may be asking yourself, or you may have a problem and be stressed out because you may be afraid to learn English. Why? Maybe because English sounds completely different than Japanese. Maybe English was hard or difficult for you to learn in high school, so you always didn't like learning English. Maybe you had struggled because your English teacher was not very good. But now, for whatever reason, you want to improve your English. Good job. Many people don't do that, and they don't understand how much English can help them in the future and understanding the world as a whole. In fact, many places in Japan are becoming more and more international, with more people from different countries coming to Japan. English is a great way to talk to these people and learn from them. Also, maybe you're interested in an English-speaking country, such as Australia, America, or Canada, and you want to learn more about these countries by watching movies or watching TV series on Netflix from these countries. Well, guess what? You are lucky. You already know many English words, and I want to talk to you about those today. First, I will give you the Japanese version of the word that has an English origin that came from the English language. Then I will give you the English version of that word. Okay? Okay. I will then use that word in a sentence. If this sounds good to you, I'm glad it does. Let's start. The first word is intahome. Intahome. Intahome in Japanese. Well, the English word for that is intercom. Intercom. Say it with me. Intercom. Yes, intercom. This is the electronic device that allows you to see and talk to someone in the bottom of your apartment or mansion building. It is interesting also because many homes and apartments in my country of America have intercoms. So this is a great word to understand and know. Here is a sentence. Hey, did you hear the intercom? Someone is downstairs. One more time. Hey, did you hear the intercom? Someone is downstairs. Okay, So, yes, that's a word that you already know. Intercom. Word number 2. Social distance. Social distance. Now, here is the English version of that word. Social distance. Social distance. Let's break it down into syllables. So, shall, distance. One more time. Say it with me. So, shall, distance. Social distance. Now, you should probably be familiar or know what social distance means. Nowadays, we use the term social distance a lot. If you've guessed, it means the same exact thing. A distance to keep from people and other people that is safe and helps to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 virus. So, if you're in my country, one of America, one interesting fact is that social distance is further, it's wider than it is in Japan. In Japan, social distance is 1 meter, which is about 3.3 feet of U.S. standard measurement. U.S. standard measurement of social distance is 6 feet. So in America, our social distance is 6 feet apart. If you visit America, you may be surprised to see that social distance is almost 2 meters apart, which is different from Japan. Here is a sentence. I went to the grocery store. We had to stand at a social distance in the line. I went to the grocery store. We had to stand at social distance in the line. Okay. So that is word 2 you already know. Social distance. Word number 3. Elevator. Elevator. In English, the English way to say this is elevator. 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 Say it with me. Elevator. Elevator. Of course, this word means the exact same thing that it does in Japan. A machine or mechanism that is used to take people and things from different floors or to different floors in buildings and other structures. An example sentence would be, let's take the elevator to the 4th floor to go to the clothing store. Let's take the elevator to the 4th floor to go to the clothing store. This is a very interesting word that you may notice there is very strong English sounds to say and pronounce the word elevator. It may be a little difficult for you, so please practice, okay? All right. Let's try word number 4. Pudding. Pudding. In English, this word is pudding. Pudding. Yes, it is the same thing as you guessed. A sweet, soft dessert, usually in a cup, that you eat with a spoon. Now, in my country of America, there's a little bit of a difference in pudding, and I'll tell you about it in a moment. But first, let's pronounce the English version. Pudding. Pudding. Okay? Pudding. 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 Say it with me. Pudding. Pudding. Okay, that is the word pudding. And what I wanted to tell you is that in America, the pudding is a little bit different than the standard pudding in Japan. The pudding in Japan is more similar to America, what you would find something called flan. F-L-A-N, flan. So that is the most similar thing to the pudding you're used to in Japan. In America, pudding is more of a softer, sweeter, pourable. It's more pourable almost, consistency, pourable dessert that comes in the flavors of vanilla, chocolate, caramel, pie, key lime pie, banana pie, lemon, and many others. Many other different flavors, which is why it is a little bit different, but it's still a sweet dessert. Okay? So you already know that word. Let's talk about it in a sample sentence. John, can you buy some pudding from the store today? John, can you buy some pudding from the store today? Okay, this is the word pudding. All right. Now, let's go to word number 3. Spoon. Spoon. The English pronunciation of that word is spoon. Spoon. Okay? Let's break it down again. Spoon. Spoon. Notice in spoon, it is only one syllable. It is pronounced in English with one sound together. Spoon. Unlike the Japanese version, spoon, which has more of a 2 to 3 syllable sound. So, spoon, of course, is the utensil that is used to eat more liquidy or more gelatin or jello-like or thicker liquid foods. It is also a word that you already know and use often in Japan. So let's use the word spoon in a sentence so you can hear what it would sound like in natural American English. Let's use our spoon to eat the clam chowder today. Let's use our spoon to eat the clam chowder today. Okay, so there you have it, spoon, a word that you already know in Japanese from English. Okay, word number 5. Volleyball. Volleyball. English pronunciation, volleyball. 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 Say it with me. Volleyball. 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 Okay, volleyball, as we know, is a sport with a inflatable small ball that is hit over a net with the objective or the goal of one team stopping another team and one team allowing their ball to strike on the side of the other team's floor. Now, we all know what volleyball is, and you already know that from the Japanese usage of the word. So you are lucky again. Now, let me use the word volleyball in a sentence. Jeff, let's go play beach volleyball today. The weather is good for it. Jeff, let's play beach volleyball today. The weather is good for it. Okay. Notice I added a little bit of a variation of adding the beach volleyball version of the game, but you still know what it is. Okay. So those are the 5 words that you already know from Japanese that are from the English language, but just have a little bit different pronunciation. I hope that you learned something good today and you're able to enjoy this particular podcast episode. Had fun. It was great talking to you today and allowing you to listen to these 5 words. And I'd like to invite you to our website, realsocialenglish.com. There you can find my free download, 7 mistakes most Japanese learners of English make and how to fix them. All that we ask for you or from you is to give us your email so we can keep you up to date on new podcast episodes and great new tools to help you improve your English every single day. You can also find a transcript of this podcast in written English and some notes in Japanese to help you learn further. You can also find our blog and other tools to help you out in your journey to improving your English. Thank you for joining me today. I can't wait to see you next time. Please consider subscribing to the podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and your other favorite podcasts. Well, that's all for now. See you next time. Have a good day.
今日は楽しい時間をありがとうございました。ぜひ私たちのウェブサイトrealsocialenglish.com を訪問して日本語訳と役立つ情報を手に入れてください。また次回お会いしましょう。バイバイ。See you next time. Bye bye.